For more on this, Peter Newman joins me now live from Perth, Australia. He's a professor at Curtin University, a Sustainability Policy Institute, and a member of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. Professor, good to see you. While it seems like humanity needs to do a lot more when it comes to protecting the environment, let's begin this interview on a positive note. What successes do you think humanity have achieved so far in protecting the environment and addressing the climate crisis? And how can we build on these achievements to make further progress?
Well, I've been going to environment days for 50 years now, and they are getting better and better in terms of the good news we can say. We're at least now recognised, and so many parts of the world are revegetating, reforesting. It's taken the UK a while to catch on to that, but there are many parts of the world, including my own in Australia, that have been going with the reforesting agenda. Stopping the logging of old growth forests is a big issue, which we won 20 years ago in our state and have been reforesting ever since in various places, including right across agricultural areas that were completely cleared. And that's working. So we can say that biodiversity is coming back in those areas. Whenever you reforest, it works. And that's a very big thing. So the ecosystem restoration theme, which is the World Environment Day today, there are many good stories you can tell around the world. And the plastics one is certainly something we have to deal with. But I don't think we can just recycle it to solve that problem. We've got to ban it because it always breaks down, even after recycling. It breaks down into microplastics, it breaks down into CO2 as part of the climate problem. We must get rid of plastic altogether in the next 20, 30 years.
Sticking with that theme and talking about combating plastic pollution, in countries with high levels of poverty, how can individuals and communities overcome barriers such as lack of infrastructure and accessibility to sustainably manage plastic waste?
Yes, it's a very hard one, especially when the water supply is very unhealthy. To get water clean from a plastic bottle is the preference of everybody, and nobody regrets that situation. But you must get a better option in terms of cleaning water. And village by village, you must create a clean water supply. And small parts of every city need to do that. So that is one thing that small communities can do to try and get off having to buy plastic-based water supplies. It's the main source, as you can see in the visuals, and that won't go away until we can solve that water problem. And it's not hard. It just requires investment at a very basic level to clean water and to enable that to be provided to everyone. That's a big agenda, and it's constantly being put aside because people can survive. But the
Professor, if
plastic
I
is
may, are there
different.
any examples of countries which have already done it?
Yeah, look, there are. Of course, the wealthier countries in Asia have all moved down this track, and clearly it's one of their high priorities. Once they get to develop enough, they clean up their water supplies. I can remember going to Singapore, for example, and you couldn't drink the water there. Of course you can now, and they recycle nearly 90% of their solid waste. All of those things can come when you have development of the right kind.
All right, Professor Peter Newman, fascinating insights into the topic. Thank you very much for talking to us here on TRT World. Really appreciate your taking out the time.